Hoy vamos a hacer un pequeño experimento, quizá literalmente. The Stanley Parable comenzó como un mod, es decir, una modificación, creado con el motor Source de Valve, el mismo motor con el que se hacen los Half-Life, y creado por el señor David Gruden, por allá por el 2011 aproximadamente. Por lo visto, este señor tenía una idea bastante interesante y decidió que su trabajo, su proyecto personal para la carrera iba a ser esta pequeña modificación en la que se plantea la narración en los videojuegos tal y como la entendíamos hasta el momento. Hoy no os voy a dar mucho la chapa, lo único que tenéis que saber es que llegado el momento, en el 2013, se lanzó el juego como tal. Empezó con el Green Light de Steam, finalmente la gente lo aprobó y hoy por hoy es un juego que toma esa idea original, le mete una gran cantidad de tramas y nos presenta un paquetito perfecto, listo y dispuesto para ser consumido, en el que, ¿cómo decirlo sin hacer demasiado spoiler? Vamos a dudar de todo. ¿Es un juego o no? En el que tendremos que tomar decisiones, o no, porque las toman por nosotros, y en el que tenemos una libertad para elegir, o no. Supongo que ahora tendréis que estar flipando. Bueno, pues vamos a despejar la duda. Draklor, dale caña, hermano.
Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Draklor habla, bienvenidos a DraklorInGame y bienvenidos a un nuevo DomInGame, bienvenidos a The Stanley Parable, bienvenidos a una rayada de flapa total. Herugor ya lo dice bien en la intro y no sé qué cojones es. Sé que existe este juego, existía dentro vídeo, pero esto nada más empezar y es un rollo mental. Además he vuelto a entrar porque he configurado una historia gráfica y he vuelto a reiniciar y he saltado un logro, ¿vale? Y estoy viendo mi monitor. El monitor del monitor, el monitor del monitor, el monitor del monitor, ¿vale? Y vamos a comenzar la partida. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
427. Vale.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
Sentado en su escritorio en la habitación 427 y presionaba botones en un teclado.
And he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him
¿qué botones presionar? ¿Por cuánto tiempo presionarlos y en qué orden?
And in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Algo que nunca podría olvidar. Estuvo en su escritorio durante casi una hora cuando se dio cuenta de que ni una sola orden había llegado al monitor para que él siguiera. Nadie había venido a darle instrucciones, llamar para una reunión, ni siquiera decir hola. Nunca en todos esos años en la compañía había pasado esto. Esta completa isolación. Nadie había venido a dar instrucciones. Vale. Algo claramente andaba mal. Impactado, totalmente sólido, Stanley se halló incapaz de moverse durante el más largo tiempo. Pero al volver a la cordura y recuperar el sentido, se levantó de su escritorio y caminó fuera de su oficina. O sea, ya tengo que... ¿En serio?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
¿Por qué podía ser?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sala de reuniones. O sea, tengo que ir sí o sí, ¿no? Bueno, pues vamos a hacerle caso.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Tengo que ir sí o sí. Ah, pues agacharme y todo. Las 11:25. I hate Mondays. No sé dónde es la sala de reuniones.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
¿Qué pasa si entro a la derecha?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Solo para admirarla.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Vale.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
La primera puerta a su izquierda. Hostia. No sé si hacerle caso, ¿eh? Voy por aquí. No mientas. Si estás mintiendo, right now, stop. Pásate ahora mismo si estás mintiendo.
Stanley was so
Susto,
bad
tío.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Es increíble que no lo han despedido hace tiempo, hace 2 años. Esto, tío. Que vaya. Qué guay. ¿Y qué pasaría si hiciera caso? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Vale. Penalty for mission, cargo lift. Penalty for jumping. Vamos, que no salte, vamos.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Me refiero a ella.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work
¿Para dejar que ella
aside,
regrese a tu vida?
to let her back into your life.
¿Para quién?
She's been waiting.
Ella ha estado esperando. Hubiera podido ir por allí, ¿verdad? También. ¿Esto me permite volver atrás? No. ¿Quién es ella? ¿Quién es ella?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What? 427.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
¿Quién
All right,
es?
now,
¿Que es su
I
novia
want you
o
to
su
come
mujer?
in
O...
and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Yeah.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Vale.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
¿La muerte? Buenos días, empleado 47. Presione T en su teclado.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Presione ahí.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Por favor, presione 7.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Presione euro para mirar televisión.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Presione N para preparar la cena.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable. Presione X para contarle a los niños una historia.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Presione Z para decirle a su esposa que la ama.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Me ha dicho que no lo haga. Pero igual me ha dicho que no lo haga porque quiere que lo haga. O porque sabe que como he estado haciendo lo contrario a lo que me decía, sabe que puedo decidir no tocar ningún botón. También podría tocar otro botón que no fuese la O. No, tiene que ser la O o nada.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
¿Qué se supone que ha pasado?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
¿En serio?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Tío. ¿Really? Buah, tío, se me ha puesto la piel de gallina y todo. Buah, qué mal rollo. Awaiting input. Input received. Esto es diferente, esto no estaba antes, ¿o sí? Voy a intentar hacer cosas diferentes. Es que hacer lo mismo... ¿Puedo cerrar otra vez? No. Las 11:25 casi. La misma hora. I hate Mondays. Lo mismo. No. A ver, vamos hasta las puertas.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Voy a hacerle caso ahora. Que también podría hacerle no hacerle caso. Voy a hacerle caso. Me imagino que ninguna se puede abrir. Imagino.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Al piso de arriba. Oh, ¿se puede abrir esta? ¿Really?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
¿Seguro que no hay nada? ¿O me estás mintiendo?
There was nothing here.
No.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Es que me es tan sospechoso esto, tío. Qué raro.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ah, tío, es que... Me dice que vaya arriba, pero tengo tantas ganas de hacer lo que no... Del mismo modo... Claro, es que él decía, vamos a probar otra vez y a ver si lo entiende. A ver si Stanley entiende y le puedo explicar lo que sucede aquí. También me dice Stanley, cuando te piden que hagas que cliques un botón, no lo hagas. Hostia, no sé qué hacer, tío. Ah, va, voy arriba. Voy arriba. Voy arriba. Neta sea, tío.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
2845.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Qué rayada, tío. Qué rayada, tío. Qué rayada mental.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
No.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Instalación, escape. Joder, tío. Mind Control Facility o Escape. Venga, va, Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Violenta muerte. Tengo un poco de miedo, también. Tengo un poco de miedo.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Insiste en que dé la vuelta.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Veamos. ¿En serio? ¿Me he muerto en serio? O sea, ¿me estás diciendo que no era un señuelo? ¿No era una broma?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
No, tío.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No, tío.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
O sea, mi cara... ¿Eh? ¿No estoy muerto? Stanley Parable. Mi cara, tío, tiene que ser un poema todo este vídeo. A ver, me dices, si que sigo hacia adelante me voy a morir. Yo creo que es mentira, que es un farol, para que vuelva para atrás. Ahora parece ser que no es un farol, que es que realmente voy a morir. Pero parece ser que sí, cuando dice la mujer que Stanley fue aplastado. Pero no, realmente no soy aplastado, estoy aquí abajo ahora mismo. Y esto parece que aquí no hay nada. Y si sigo hacia adelante...
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Esto es... No... ¿Esto es lo que he hecho? Corridor. The two doors. Sí, las dos puertas. ¿Esto qué coño es? Office computers. Credits. Cuatro, 3-1, 4-3-6. Office clock. Las 11:25 pasadas. Siempre es la misma hora. Boss Office. Es todo lo que he ido descubriendo. Escucho una voz. Aquí. Narration outtake. ¡Qué guay! Sí, yo creo que es todo lo que he ido descubriendo. A ver qué sucede si subamos arriba. Freedom Ending. It was the first incarnation of Freedom Ending in the game's alpha. Countdown desk. Freedom Ending. Monitor room elevator. Exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
El juego me decía que si me pedían que presionara una tecla, que no lo hiciera. Y para salir me decía que apretara ESC. ¿Qué se supone que va a pasar ahora? ¿O qué se supone que ha pasado ahora? ¿En serio? ¿En serio se termina así? O sea, ¿en serio he terminado así? ¿Sí o sí tengo que volver a comenzar la partida? A ver. Y si hubiera dado escape y cargar partida, o empezar partida nueva, antes de morir, pues está tardando mucho en cargar. Esto es contenido nuevo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Buah, tío. Rayada mental. Chicos, hay que dejarlo.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Claro, la cantidad de combinaciones... brutal, o sea... Sea como sea este juego, otra cosa no, pero pensar... pensar te hace pensar mucho, mucho. O sea, la rayada de flapa que tengo ahora mismo no os la podéis llegar a imaginar, ¿vale? Yo no sé si es que no lo sé. No sé si he hecho bien, si no he hecho bien, si tenía que hacer eso, si no tenía que hacerlo. Solo sé que me pica tanto el gusano que voy a seguir un rato más. Porque tiene todas las posibilidades. Obra maestra. Gracias, Herugor. Chicos, nos vemos el próximo domingo. Un fuerte abrazo. Hasta luego.